Hi guys, I hope you're all well. It's currently Sunday the 22nd of September 2019 and welcome to week 193 of my weight loss journey right here in Winslow, Arizona. In last week's video we all saw, due to me not being able to weigh myself, I had to put my weight result as a maintain result at 164.8 kilograms, which is 363.3 pounds, or 25 stone 13.3 pounds, and obviously my body mass index remained at 48.2. Just like I always do, I'm going to start the proceedings off by reviewing my calorie consumption for the past week, which we can see in the graph above. The average of this was 2,724 compared to the previous week at 2,100. So I have obviously gone above my allowance this week, just slightly, but it's above it. This is mainly due to me eating a lot more this past week, a lot more cheeseburgers, because this past week it has been National Cheeseburger Day in the USA, and obviously I had to oblige and have a few cheeseburgers. But I did balance it off, don't worry. I balanced it off by having some Diet Coke. So there was something there which had 0 calories, so you don't need to worry about that one. But yeah, this week I have eaten a little bit more, and I've also tried to drink a little bit more as well, because my fluid consumption has increased to 2,721 millilitres, which compared to last week was at 2,232 millilitres. So it has increased, but it's still below my 3,000 millilitres that I like to achieve on a daily basis. Anyway, let's now move on to my step count for the past week, which we can also see in the graph above. The average of this was 9,797 compared to the previous week at 15,456. Well, a big decline from the previous week, but it is still above the 9,000 recently set goal that I set myself. Main reasons for the decline in steps is because I've been doing a lot more driving this past week, some longer distances to drive, and when I get there there's not always a lot of things to see and do, but I've been doing as much walking as I possibly could do within the daylight hours that I have remaining, so I can see what the place has to offer. Yeah, so that's that. So reduced, but still above the 9,000 mark. So obviously I'm pleased with that. Just like I did in last week's video, I'm going to give you a little bit more of an insight into the places I've seen and been to during my Route 66 trip for the past week. So as you all know, last Sunday I started off the journey in Amarillo, Texas, before moving on to Tucumcari in New Mexico. I stayed one night there, and then I moved on to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and had one night there as well, before moving and having a bit of a detour from Route 66 over to Durango, Colorado. There I spent 2 nights there, and I had the opportunity to go on the narrow gauge Western steam train up to Silverton. So great place, great time. It takes 2.5 hours on the steam train up to Silverton from Durango. You have a couple of hours there, have something to eat, and then another 2.5 hours down the mountains down to Durango again. Or when you come to book your tickets, you can return the journey on a coach. But I thought, nah, I'm going to have the experience there and back. You know, getting the soot in your eyes and being in an open deck coach gondola type thing, so completely open to the elements. Thankfully, it was nice and sunny. On the return trip down the hill, it did rain a little bit, but not that hard, and so only my knees got wet. Anyway, yeah. So after Durango, I then moved over to Monument Valley in Utah, and right on the border of Arizona and Utah, Monument Valley, but the hotel was physically in Utah. And yeah, so one night there, woke up bright and early yesterday morning and saw the sunrise in Monument Valley. Some great photographs. I've got some great photographs which I will include into this video. And finally, is where I am now. I'm in Winslow, Arizona. Yes, I've stood on the corner of Winslow. Yeah, got the photographs to prove it. That is basically this past week. And to show you, obviously gives you some more visual stimuli, here's the photographs. Obviously, because I don't have the ability to weigh myself, this week is going to be put down to another maintain result. So it's going to remain at 164.8 kilograms, which is 363.3 pounds, or 25 stone, 13.3 pounds. Obviously, my body mass index will remain the same as well at 48.2. And my third weight loss target can't move and will remain at 54.1% complete. So in the 193 weeks I've been doing this weight loss journey, I've lost a total of 177.9 pounds, which is 80.7 kilograms, or 12 stone, 9.9 pounds. Next week is going to be my last week doing the Route 66, and therefore my last week in the USA before going back home to the UK. And I should be recording next week's video from my front living room on my settee or couch, whatever you want to call it, next Sunday, if all goes well. But yes, obviously this is my last week and I'm about to set off. It's currently 7:45 in the morning in Winslow. I'm going to quality in, and now I'm going to be setting off after my breakfast to see some very large, natural, big holes in the ground. Yeah, 20 miles just outside Winslow is the meteorite crater, which you may know from the film Starman with Jeff Bridges. It was a 1984 film, the year I was born, and yeah, I'm a sci-fi fan. What can I say? I like the film. Yeah, so I'm going to see that crater. I think we get maybe a bit of a tour. I think it costs something like $19 just to get in there, but I think it's going to be worthwhile spending a little bit of money doing that. Then of course I'm going to see a very large hole in the ground, the Grand Canyon, before making my way back down to Williams, Arizona, where I'm going to stay tonight. And then I'm going to continue on my journey. But in terms of stats wise, calorie consumption, yeah, that needs to come back down within its allowance. Fluid consumption still needs to increase above the 3,000 milliliters mark. Step count wise, well, technically I'm hitting my recent goals, targets, so I'm happy with that, but it would be nice just to increase it a little bit more. But other than that, guys, that's it. That's the end of this week's video. As always, if you'd like to continue, follow me along my weight loss journey and hopefully get to see a lot less of me in the future, why don't you subscribe to my channel so you don't get to miss out on any future videos that I post. I wish you all a fantastic week, and I'll see you all again next Sunday.